Hey, how's it going? This is Venger Satanis, and this is my Kickstarter video for Alpha Blue, which, if you've looked down there, or if you've gone to the link or read it, is basically about a brothel in space. Um, hasn't been written yet, uh, but I'm writing it as soon as I get this one little thing off my plate, which I just submitted to my layout guy. That's Glenn Seal of Monkey Blood Design Studios, who's awesome and has been doing the last few books of mine. I'm very happy with him, and our collaboration is great. I think the books are turning out really nice. Um, So yeah, getting that off my plate. No Escape from New York is the name of it. It's just a PDF. Primarily, it's an adventure for Crimson Dragon Slayer. Um, and yeah, that'll be out soon. Maybe in a couple weeks. Anyway, we got a lot of stuff to go over in this video. So let's get to it. Um, so yeah, even though it's not done, even though it's not written, I've got a lot of notes, got a lot of ideas. This is part of my process. Hopefully it doesn't scare too many people off. This is just how I do things. I come up with an idea that I like, that I think has legs, that I'm comfortable pursuing for a few months at a time, and know that I can manage or be inspired enough to create a whole book on. And I just go to town, little by little, day by day. Sometimes it's a half hour a day. Sometimes it's like 2 or 3 hours, 2 or 3 times a week. Whatever pace I can go at. I just keep going and going and going until I'm done. And that's what I'm going to do with this. So a lot of possibilities out there, and I'm going to make it as kick-ass as possible, as useful as possible. It's designed for me and people like me who want a game aid that can really take their role-playing experience to the next level. And yeah, that's what I intend to do. I'm my own audience, and, as well as a lot of you. And if it's not something I would ever use, I wouldn't bother writing it. So, anyway, enough of that. I did get the first shipment of leather drawstring pouch dice bags. So I want to show you that. So there's this one. It's got a neutral background. So this one is just a dark brown leather. You can feel it's not stiff. It's pretty pliable, malleable, supple, what have you. This little doodad, see when it's like this, all the way to the end, the little things here, it's open. And if you move this, that. It's hard to do one-handed. It's closed. And just move it again. Choo-choo! And it opens. So I'm going to show you how many dice I can fit in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. So that's 10 dice. And get a lot more room in there. So I would say you could probably fit comfortably 40 to 50 dice in here. So it's a pretty good size. I also have, so I got half of those. First order I did was 13. So I got 6 of those and 7 of these. And this is pretty much the same thing, except it's burgundy. It's just a tad bit shinier. Put next to it. It's a little bit more, reddish. It's a little softer. It's a little more, I don't know, I want to say squishy. That's not the right word for a leather texture. But this is more, I don't know. This one feels a little bit more leathery, I guess, and this one feels a little bit more fancy. I don't know what the word is. They're both cool. They're almost identical. If I just showed one, not the other, you might not be able to tell which is which. But next to each other, you can kind of see the difference. If you have a preference, if you're ordering those, give me your preference. And if you don't care, then don't worry about it. With the dice, I don't have the dice yet. They're still on order. I might be able to get the dice before the Kickstarter is over, because I ordered them a couple weeks ago, and they said about 6 weeks. They're from Chessex, so they're very, very much quality. So one set is the opaque black with the red numbers. And that would go good with the sets of opaque black dice, like the 7 sets, like this. So you can get red with black or black with red with the 7 sets of polyhedrons. Even though the 6s, the customized D6, are just this size, so the larger of the 2 size, but they only have a certain colors and color selections that they do the customization with. So you can get black with red or red with black, even though the customized die is only black with red, and then the other variations that you can see on the Kickstarter page. Anyway, yeah, this is getting really long. I played Crimson Dragon Slayer again yesterday, and it was, oh my god, so much fun. Reminds me a lot of, this is a character sheet, the new character sheet that you can download anywhere on the net, or the Crimson Dragon Slayer Google community, the new rule books online, the PDF and the soft covers have the character sheet at the end, but it's in black and white. But ask me if you can't find it online anywhere for the color version. Anyway, Crimson Dragon Slayer reminds me a lot of like the old West End games, like Paranoia, Ghostbusters, Star Wars. Yeah, it's like a mix of old West End games, Star Wars, and Dungeons and Dragons. But really fun, and I'd say hilarious. I mean, I think we've laughed more playing that game than any other I can think of. It's been really an epic blast to play and create as I go. Playtesting and I don't know, just running the game, and it's been awesome. A lot of the same players. I can't wait to test it out with a new audience at conventions and one-shots around town. Anyway, so I recommend that. Got to use some of my other books yesterday, and periodically, like How to Game Master Like a Fucking Boss. A lot of tables in there that I used, just last night. Filmed for the first time. It was really cool, just to randomly roll and come up with weird shit, and then spontaneously improvise from there. Liberation of the Demon Slayer. This is a new one, The Outer Presence. This has its own D6 system, very much like Crimson Dragon Slayer. Crimson Dragon Slayer is mostly the rules of the science fantasy role-playing game. Very simple, D6 dice pool, and there's also an introductory adventure included. This one is mostly the adventure, but then there's like 7 pages of rules, which are, as I said, very much like Crimson Dragon Slayer, except this is incredibly more rules light. I mean, it's so rules light that it's like a feather light. What else we got? Revelry and Torth. So these, you can choose these as backer rewards too. The Islands of Purple Haunted Putrescence. That's it for this video, which has run way too long. If you have a question, please ask. I'm excited to get started on this, and I will. And what day is it today? Sunday. So by midweek, probably by Wednesday or Thursday, I'll already have like 10 pages of Alpha Blue written, and I'm just gonna keep going until I'm done in like, I don't know, early December, something like that. I plan to finish, and then it goes to the layout and all that stuff. Anyway, like I said, if you have questions, please ask. Thanks for backing. Thanks for supporting me, and let's make this awesome.